Hey, you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. Are you tired of working that dead end job that you go to every day in and day out? Are you sick of it? I was once like you. I was just where you are. I used to be that person. I went from job to job trying to figure out what I wanted to do in life. I didn't really know. Some things I was sure about, but then there were some things I wasn't sure about. I had a lot of talent when I was growing up. I ran track. I was really good at it. I played basketball. I wasn't that great at it. But I did hair too. I was a hairstylist. I was really good at that as well. One of the things I thought I was supposed to be, I didn't end up being that person. I thought I was supposed to be a hairstylist for the celebrities. That was my goal. That was my dream because I was really, really good at it. And I did it for so long, but I got burnt out and I was tired of it. Then I realized that this wasn't what I was supposed to do in the first place. It was where I was needing to get to where I need to be, but it wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. It took me a while to understand that though. I didn't just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm supposed to do this." No, I did not do that. I woke up feeling like I'm just going to work this job and I'm going to retire at this job. I just need to continue to climb the ladder and get there. It was a corporate job. But the thing with that, the job ended. I didn't get fired. I got laid off. Why did I get laid off? Because the company decided that they wanted to outsource their products to another country. And they wanted cheaper wages so they didn't have to pay the employees that much. And yes, I was asked to go. I really was. But I couldn't because, first off, you're talking about a whole nother country that I didn't speak the language. And then you're talking about me leaving my family and everyone behind. No, I couldn't do that. I just could not do that. So I decided to go back to school and get my degree in human resource and also in entrepreneurship to become a business owner and everything. But I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with a business either. I wasn't sure about that at all. I just knew I wanted to do that. What's funny though? What's funny about the situation, although I wasn't sure mentally what I wanted to do, I wasn't clear about my future at all. God knew exactly what I was supposed to do because He knew my purpose. He the one who designed me. He's the one who put me here for a purpose. But what is that purpose? What am I really supposed to be doing? I bet you're saying the same thing to yourself, huh? What is it that you're supposed to be doing? Let me ask you a question though. Are you happy? Right now, today, in this moment, are you happy? I'm not talking about you happy because your kids are doing good or you finally got something that you wanted, like a car, a new house. That's a temporary happiness. That's not long term at all. I'm talking about, are you happy with who you are as an individual, as a person, but more so as spirit? Yeah. That's something that we don't think about. That's something we never ever think about. We don't think about that we are a three-part being. Only thing we think about is our body, our flesh, what our flesh desire. We hungry, want to eat. I'm hungry, I want to eat, or I want to go out and have a good time just so I can get some more temporary happiness. But what if I told you that I can help you with this problem that you have? And that's called Live on Purpose. I have designed a program to help you discover your purpose in life, what you are actually supposed to be doing, why God made you in the first place, why He sent you here. Did you know that you're not a mistake? So if you ever feel that the things that your parents did and the reason why you here is because of the things that they did, nah, that's not why you're here. God used every situation, every situation for your good. There's a scripture on that. Might want to look that up. But he does. He uses everything, every single thing to get you where you need to be in life. And even to create you. He used your parents, even though they probably was in sin, fornicating, doing all those things, but he used the situation to create you out of it. So you are not a mistake. If anyone have ever told you that you are a mistake, they lied to you. Now, do you want to know the reason why you're lacking? Why you are not where you want to be at in life? Do you really want to know that? Well, let me tell you something right quick, and then I can show you later on how to get there. First off, you are experiencing more lack in your life because of the voices you are listening to. When I was growing up, I used to hear my grandparents talk about what I was going to be when I grow up. My grandmother in particular. See, I never got a chance to meet my dad's mother because she passed away before I was born. But I did spend a whole lot of time with my mother's mother. And when I spent that time with her, you know what she had me doing? Cleaning house, cooking, being very domestic. Now, there's nothing wrong with being domestic. Matter of fact, it's a great thing. So if you're thinking, I shouldn't be doing this, no, continue to be domestic. You're going to need to keep a clean house, okay? You're going to need your house to be clean. Nobody want to come to a dirty house. But I remember, oh my God, I remember so vividly, like I can see this. Here I am, 9, 10 years old, sweeping, mopping, crying because I hated it. And my grandmother saying, you need to learn how to do this because when you get older, you're going to be cleaning up the house. You're going to be doing this for other people. This is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be sweeping and mopping and cooking for other people. And then my mom, she would hear her say that, and they would get into an argument behind that because my mom was like, no, my daughter is not going to be cleaning people's houses. She is not going to be somebody's maid. But when I was growing up, I had this feistiness inside of me. I had this fire inside of me. I just didn't know where it was coming from, but it was there. Oh, I had a mouth on me. Now, did I talk back to my grandmother? Yeah, a little bit I did. Yeah, kind of. I knew how far to go. I knew not to go too far, but I knew how far to go. What I would do was tell her what I was not going to be. I'm not going to be cleaning people's houses. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not cleaning people's houses. Oh, man. And you want to know why she said that to me? Because that's what she was doing. She was a maid. She was also a mammy. Now, what is a mammy? A mammy is another woman taking care of other people's children, particularly white people children. And I'm not being racist here. I'm being honest about it because she did. She breastfed other people's children. She did a lot. You know, when she passed away at her funeral, at her homegoing, there was a lot of people there, and it was a lot of white people there. And I remember asking my mom, why are these white folks here? Who are these people? And she said it. She said she raised every one of them. And I was like, what? She said, yep, she did. So the voice I had in my head was my grandmother telling me I was going to be a maid. And I was determined not to be one. But you know what's crazy about the situation? I did become kind of a maid. I worked at a hotel, the DoubleTree, and I was a housekeeper. Yeah, I did it for like a year and a half. Why in the world would I go there knowing that my grandmother had foreseen that in me? But I wasn't there to stay. I was just passing through. Now, what I want to also share with you is that even though that seemed like a low end of a job, and it is a hard working job. Right now, God was actually setting me up for my future. What kind of future? Where am I at right now? I am in a hotel. I am in a 5-star hotel, and I get waited on hand and feet, and it's a beautiful thing. But what makes it so beautiful is that I've been where those people are. I was a front desk clerk at the Comfort Inn, so I know how it is to be a front desk, to work the front desk, dealing with rude customers and guests, but also dealing with different types of people from other places. Been a housekeeper at DoubleTree by Hilton. I know how messy people can be. So when I leave out of the hotel, I try to make sure it's not that much work for the housekeeper to do. I also leave some little nicks and knacks for the housekeeper to enjoy, like some sodas, some juices, chocolate, that kind of stuff. Do I give them a tip? Not really. I don't really get too much money, even though they need money. But I need my money too. I'm not gonna play on that one. I don't mind tipping, I tip, but like I said, I need my money too. Now, I want you to know that there's something that you probably never thought about before, but I want to give it to you in another way. Or maybe you have thought about this because it's a scripture and it's been in the scriptures forever, and you didn't heard it at church and you even read it yourself, all those things. But I want to share it with you in a different way, give you a different insight. And it's the reason why I'm doing it that way. And I'm explaining to you why. Did you know that Jesus Christ, Yeshua, came to this planet with a purpose? Yeah, you knew that, right? But let me read to you the amplified version of why he came here. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, 18, the amplified version, it says, "Do not think that I came to do away with or undo the law of Moses or the writings of the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For I assure you, and most solemnly say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not the smallest letter or stroke of the pen, will pass from the law until all things which it foreshadows are accomplished." So Yeshua came here not to get rid of the law that Moses had. But you know, Moses didn't write that law. Jesus actually wrote that law. But when Moses saw what the Israelite was doing, all that time that he was up there talking to God and fasting, he got angry and broke the tablets. So God told him, "You're gonna rewrite that. You're gonna rewrite that. Yeah, go ahead and rewrite it, because that's something that needs to be said to them, you know." But that's not the only thing Jesus came here for. He had another assignment. And guess what? I had a lot of jobs, and I'm pretty sure you have too. And even if you only had one job and you've been working that job your entire life, or since you was able to start working, because you know you got child labor laws, you can't really work as a child, but you can work as a teenager and going up. But the thing is, you might have more than one assignment that you need to do. So how would you know that? How would you know what you're supposed to be doing? Jesus had more than one assignment. So what was his other assignment? In John chapter 10, verse 10, the Amplified Version, it says, "The thief comes only in order to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it in abundance, to the full, till it overflows." Have it in abundance, huh? So that means that God don't want us lacking. That's not what he put us here for. So if you're lacking money and you really need money to pay your bills, well, something is wrong. And it could be because you're not living in your purpose. But maybe it could be because God is humbling you and getting you ready to live in your purpose. So, how do you know? How could you know? I want to share something else with you. So, I'm a flight attendant as well. I'm also a life coach, certified life coach, but I was a flight attendant before I became a life coach. Or is that true? Believe it or not, I was actually doing life coach way before I became a flight attendant. And that's because I always felt the need to help people to do better in their life. So I was always living in my purpose, I just didn't know it yet. When I became a flight attendant, my world was to fly around the world, enjoy the world, and see the world, and meet people, and eat, and eat, and eat, and eat. I mean, like, I love food, right? And I wanted to, let me tell you my idea. I was like, you know what? I am going to be a flight attendant, and I am going to be going to New York. I'm going to have lunch in New York, and then I'm going to fly from New York, and I'm going to go to Canada and go out there and have dinner, and then I'm going to go from Canada, and then I'm going to go to Hawaii, and I'm going to do all these things. And that was my vision. That was my vision. Not God's vision, but my vision, okay? And I was like, yes, I'm a flight attendant now, and I can go and do all those things. And yes, I do all those things. But that's not the purpose of why I'm a flight attendant. You know, God showed me something different. I'm gonna tell you what he showed me. I'm gonna share this with you too. What God showed me was, I put you in this position as a flight attendant, not just to enjoy the perks of it, but to learn how to serve others. It's a big deal. Service to others. That's really huge. Most of us don't like to serve others. We want to be served. We want others to serve us, you know, but we don't want to serve them. We want you to serve us. Like, you serve me, but I ain't worried about the rest. So yesterday, what's today? Today is March the 30th. Tomorrow is Easter. So today is March 30th, 2024, and tomorrow's Easter. The resurrection of Christ, right? It's the death. You're supposed to celebrate the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Christ. That's what that is. So Easter is more of a religion holiday. That's what it is. And yesterday, so I worked the back, which is the regular economy or whatever, and then the flight attendant worked the front, and she's doing first class. There's this guy who came on, the passenger, he's in first class, and he was so rude. I mean, rude. But I approached it differently than her. And I think because I didn't have to deal with him too much in the flight, and she did, but I still approached it differently. When he got on, he didn't have a place for his bag. He was one of the last ones to get on, and first class is supposed to be the first. And I don't know what it is about how a person thinks they're supposed to be entitled to everything, especially under the circumstances that they're in. His circumstance was that he was the last one to get on. Do you really think we're going to save a space for your bag? And you're not even a status. You're not global. You're not 1K. None of those things. You're just a regular. So I'm not being rude about it at all, but I just react. That's what I did. Now, how did I react? So when he got on, he was like, I heard him say, there better be a place for my bags. And I was like, oh. I just happened to look up and I saw a little extra where I can move some things around, and I just immediately started moving things around, not putting too much of a thought into it, just doing it. And he looked at me and he said, did you know that every restroom in this area where I was waiting at was blocked off and closed? I said, you know what? You were so right, because I was thinking the same thing, because I really had to use the restroom, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't want to have to walk all the way to the other side just to go. So I just held on to it until I got on the plane. And so he looked at me like, huh? And the other flight attendant, she said, you can go to the restroom, it's right there, you know? And he was like, I already went. I'm like, wow, he's still rude, but okay. Then he saw the space where I had made for him to sit down, and he was like, okay, cool, this is great. I can put my bag right there, I can sit right here. And he sat there for a while. We took off, we was in the air, we're doing our thing, service start. And what he started doing to the flight attendant, he grabbed his cup, his glass, and every time he wanted a refill, he would do this to her. And she was like, oh, heck no. And I was like, you know what? That is so rude. I don't like that. But what I'm trying to say here to you is that you're going to deal with so many different people in life that you're going to have moments where a person is rude. It's how you deal with it. How do you handle that person? I myself, I have my way of dealing with people and not escalating it into a problem and so forth, you know? But I want you to understand that everything that we do in life is getting us to the place we're supposed to end up at. But if we don't learn from that, we'll never get to where we're supposed to go. There are so many people who have died and not lived at all. Are you going to be one of those? Are you going to be one of those people? Are you going to be the person that live but don't live? You're living because you're breathing, but you're not living because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing here. I created this program. It's called Live on Purpose, Discovering Your True Calling in Just 6 weeks. And yes, you will know exactly what you're supposed to be doing in 6 weeks. But before I tell you about the program, I want to tell you the people who's not going to be able to do this program. And the way this is going to go, first off, who is this program not for? First off, this program is not for the weak-minded. If you are weak-minded, this program is not for you. Because you're going to have to be mentally tough to do this. You're going to go through some things. You're going to do a whole lot of changing mentally. Mentally. Your mind is going to have to change. You're going to have to change the way you think, the way you see the world, what you was taught as you was young, yay high, going into your adulthood. Oh, you're going to do a whole lot of changing. This program is also not for the lazy. If you're lazy, you don't want to put in the work, you're not going to be able to do this program. If you find yourself always coming up with excuses not to do something, you're not going to be able to do this program. This program is not for you. This program is also not for those who are doubters. So if you are doubting that this is going to work, this program is not for you. If you're sitting there like, yeah, right. You know what? Another situation, another program. Here they go. Another program there. They talking about they're going to be able to guarantee this, guarantee that. If you have doubt like that, this program is not for you, because you're not going to put yourself all in. You're going to be skeptical. You're going to be finding yourself not doing the work. And you have to do the work for this to work for you. And this program is not for those who give up easily. If you start things and don't finish, this is not for you. Because it's a 6 weeks program that you're gonna have to do work. But guess what? This program don't stop at 6 weeks. It continues on for the rest of your life afterwards. So what I give to you is fundamental basics of what you need to be able to get through every and single circumstance that you are encountering in your life. You're going to encounter some things, and I am here to teach you how to get through it. So you are going to have to choose. Trust me, you're going to have to choose to be hypotension, hyper, not hypo, under, but hyper, over the top. You're going to have to be hypertensional in this. Your situation is going to change dramatically, but you're going to have to be hypertensional in what you're doing, and you're going to have to ignore problems that you feel that is going to take your life off course. You're going to have them, but you're going to have to ignore all these other distractions that's going on around. You're going to have to figure it out, but the way you figure it out is by every tool that I give you in this program, you're going to use it. You're going to use these tools, and it's going to get you through all the things, even the most thing that seems so impossible to do, even that, it's going to get you through it. You're going to find yourself seeing yourself differently. You're going to see yourself in a way that nobody else have saw you in. Matter of fact, everyone who know you, who think they know you, is going to tell you that you changed. Some are going to say, oh, you think you're all that. Then some are going to say, wow, I see the difference in you. And you're going to be happy. You're going to find yourself waking up every day excited to walk in your purpose. So you're going to live on purpose. If you want to know about this program, the next video that I do is going to explain to you exactly what this program is about and what you're actually going to be doing in the program.